Ship Monday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Artists like you make our show special.
I would love you to be on my team.
Oh my gosh, that was the worst accent.
Daniel Cameron says it's
one of the first things I will do as governor.
Bringing back former Governor Matt Bevin's ruthless Medicaid plan, threatening to take away coverage from over 95,000 Kentuckians, punishing working parents, putting rural hospitals in danger of shutting down.
This sounds very similar to something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely.
Denying people coverage, devastating rural health care.
Something that Governor Matt Bevin tried.
Well, absolutely.
Cameron's absolutely wrong for Kentucky.
Good evening, Chris Allen with an update on your Thursday night weather. We've got another good one going for us here. Mainly clear skies. There may be some high drifting clouds, but otherwise it's going to be another cool and comfortable evening across the area after a high today of 82 below the average of 84. And we started at 51 this morning. 10 degrees below the average for this time of the year. How low will we go tonight? I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up, but right now, News 40 at 10 starts now.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 10. I'm Morgan Hoover. Our top story, the search for a Logan County inmate has ended tonight. The Logan County Sheriff's Office says Clevon Stevens walked away from a work release site earlier this week. He has now been captured. He reportedly was picked up at the Vet City Hotel by Bowling Green police. He is now back in custody. Well, a federal jury awarded a Kentucky couple $100,000 after they were refused a marriage license 8 years ago. The case was filed against Kim Davis. She's the former Rowan County clerk who made headlines in 2015 for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the Supreme Court legalized gay marriage. Davis's lawyers say they will appeal the decision to the Supreme Court. And as we near election season, we learn that voter registration in the Commonwealth is up, and there's some surprising data. Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams said every year for the past 4 years he's been in office, he's seen proportionate growth in people registering to vote as independent. Though the Republican Party has been growing and registered Democrats are on the decline, independents are now 10% of Kentucky's voter base, to which Secretary Adams said is a big deal because independents can't vote in primaries under state law. Adams says these days involvement is down across the board, and belonging to an institution isn't something people see for themselves.
I think partly, though, it's also just a backlash to the polarization that we have right now in politics. People are just so tired of hearing the Democrats attack Republicans and the Republicans attack Democrats and no one work together in the middle. Hardly any of us do that in politics today, and I think the independents are just getting fed up with it.
With a growing number of citizens registering as independent, Secretary Adams said he's in favor of legislation allowing independent voters to participate in Kentucky primaries. The United Auto Workers strike could be a tipping point for U.S. laborers if a decision isn't met by midnight tonight. The UAW will go on strike tomorrow morning, impacting major auto companies. We spoke to Senator Rand Paul today, who had this to say concerning the major manufacturers.
It's a delicate dance. It's a delicate balance. And like I say, it's not my job to tell the union what to take or to tell the car manufacturers what to take, other than the fact that I think it's good that they negotiate and they just have to figure out what middle ground benefits both parties.
There's still no word on how a potential strike could affect our local GM Corvette plant and its employees. News 40 will continue to follow this story closely. Speaking of cars, if you regularly drive through the intersection of Weston Avenue and Ashley Circle in Bowling Green, well, listen up, your evening commute could be affected next week. Beginning Monday, the 18th at 7 o'clock, contractors begin paving that intersection. It will be closed with detours in place. The work is slated to be finished by 6 a.m. the following morning. Crews will return to that site on Wednesday to continue road work. Governor Andy Beshear was in Warren County today to put finishing touches on a new business in the Trans Park. It's set to bring around 2,000 more jobs to the Commonwealth. News 40's Noah Fairber has more on that story.
The newest addition to the Kentucky Trans Park is a battery plant set to bring 2,000 jobs to the Commonwealth.
This is a game-changing, state-changing project here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Combined with a couple other projects, it makes us the electric vehicle battery production capital of the United States of America. What's behind us is going to provide 2,000 good jobs for our Kentucky families and cement us as an automotive leader for decades to come.
The new plant is for AESC, a company based out of Japan. CEO Shoichi Matsumoto explains why he chose to come to Warren County.
This place, very good for logistic area, and also infrastructure, very good, and also the workforce, very strong support from the government.
Governor Beshear is grateful to AESC for all their help during the process of coming to the Trans Park.
This started with a meeting in my office with two gentlemen and a laptop. And now you see a $2 billion facility and the topping off ceremony, which is so spectacular today. But getting a chance to meet Mr. Matsumoto, talk to him about his vision for AESC and how this will be their biggest facility anywhere is really special. He's committed to us and to Kentucky, and I'm really excited about how we're going to grow together.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Noah Fairber, WNKY News 40.
All right, Noah, more local news. Something that is unavoidable and hard to come back from are disasters that can hit us at unexpected times. Many Kentuckians across the Commonwealth struggle to bounce back after a disaster, something many people in our area can relate to. We learned from a disaster recovery volunteer about what people may go through in the days following a disaster and what steps you can take to recover.
The biggest thing is people think that they're alone sometimes. And once they find out all of the resources that are out there that are at no cost to them, they've already been funded, they feel a little bit better to know that they have help.
There are many options to help in recovery. For more information, visit SBA.org. The city is working to protect the community by keeping your pets safe from rabies. This Saturday, Neighborhood and Community Services is having their last free rabies clinic of the year. Animal Control noticed over the years a need to better protect animals from this virus that can prove fatal to humans. Bats, raccoons, coyotes, they're all common in our area. They can pose a risk to your pet. Local laws require all dogs, cats, and ferrets to be vaccinated against rabies. NCS is happy to report the free clinic has been a successful endeavor they hope to continue.
I think it's cool, though, that a program that has never existed before, that we've been able to vaccinate 400 animals completely free of charge, it shows the need in the community, right?
You may remember around December when Animal Control gave out around 24 pallets of Chewy's pet supplies for free to those in need. Well, the department wants to be known as more than someone that just might pick up animals. They want to offer any help they can for pet owners in the community.
We certainly want to be more than just animal control officers that when you interact with us, it's a bad thing, that we're writing you a citation, maybe impounding an animal. We certainly want to show that our purpose here is for the entire neighborhood and community to serve, everyone that we can in multiple ways.
The rabies clinic will be held from 11 a.m. to 1 at Christ Church on Cave Mill Road. Again, the clinic is completely free to show up with your dog on a leash or your cat in a carrier. Well, a group of local businesses, along with Hotel Inc., are working together to raise money to fight food insecurity in Warren County. The Empty Bowls event features locally made ceramic mugs and bowls being given to those who buy a meal from the benefit, with all the money going directly into helping those struggling to find enough to eat.
It's been great because we have everything from professional potters to students that contribute to this every year as far as making bowls that can be chosen. And that bowl is a reflection for us to have in our homes and to remember that we all can play a part in helping to alleviate food insecurity.
For more information about Hotel Inc. or how you can help fight food insecurity, visit hotelincbg.com. There's no denying that cooler temperatures are here, but the prices on most consumer goods are staying hot. But as reporter Tucker Covey reports, there are still plenty of ways to save without sacrificing style. Take a look.
Many people may have heard about the potential savings, but may be unfamiliar with the many ways to save by shopping secondhand. But secondhand does not mean the condition isn't first rate.
People that donate actually have a lot of new items or very, very gently used items in their closets, so some items that have not even been worn.
People stand to potentially save serious money by thrifting, and at St. Teresa's, much of the money you spend helps them assist low-income people in Bowling Green and Warren County.
We do have a lot of name brand clothing items, so I mean you're saving anywhere, I believe, from like 30 to 70%.
If you are looking for a more curated collection of items, then Beverly Hills Bargain Boutique might be worth a visit. With a great deal of designer options and a helpful staff, this consignment store is one of the best in Bowling Green.
When we bring things into our store, we're looking for the things that already have stains and holes and aren't things that we're looking to sell, and we give those back to the consignor so that we can put out the best merchandise and make it easy and attainable for people to come in and get a great deal on something that they know that they can enjoy in their closet.
And for some, it's more than just saving money. It's supporting local jobs and businesses, recycling and reusing fashion, and the thrill of the hunt.
I love finding a great deal on a brand that I would love to own in my closet that I cannot afford to buy it at the retail store, and I love having those nice things that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, this is Tucker Covey, WNKY News 40.
Well, speaking of sweater weather, let's check in now with Weather Chief Chris Allen. Chris, it's nice out there.
It is nice, and you may need a sweater or a jacket if you go out this evening. Under a mainly clear sky, we're looking at cool conditions again tonight with a calm wind, and we're seeing temperatures already beginning to dive toward that 50-degree mark. 52 is what we're going to call it for the city of Bowling Green, but I think some of the outlying areas like this morning ended up into the upper 40s. How low can we go? We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, but right now, Patrick's got a preview of sports. What's going on, Patrick?
All right, thank you, Chris. Yeah, we've got plenty coming up in sports tonight. We preview our Football Frenzy Week 5 game of the week between the Glasgow Scotties and Barron County Trojans. Hear from both coaches as the teams are gearing up for tomorrow night. Plus, we have recaps from all the high school games in our area. That's all coming up in sports. Morgan.
All right, Patrick, thank you very much. As Hurricane Lee turns off the East Coast, the threat to New England and Atlantic Canada is growing. No matter what type of natural disaster or emergency Americans face, it is critical to be prepared beforehand. And those who are older may have a hard time making arrangements. Tonight, some simple steps to help seniors prepare for an emergency in honor of National Preparedness Month. From wildfires to hurricanes, natural disasters and other emergencies are never easy.
I'll have to expect the unexpected, follow the old Boy Scout motto, be prepared.
A recent study finds that while most nursing homes met federal emergency preparedness requirements, about 77% reported challenges with preparing to meet the care needs of residents during an emergency. Many citing concerns about proper staffing during disasters and transporting residents during evacuations. No matter where a senior lives, it's especially critical for them to have a preparedness plan, says Dr. Lauren Sutherland with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Well, older adults have a higher likelihood of having long-term, what we call chronic medical conditions that may need to take daily medications for.
Sutherland says to have at least a 2-week supply of needed medications on hand for medicine that needs to be kept cool. Plan for a cooler or ice packs.
You also want to have a good paper copy that's up to date of all your medications.
That can all go into an emergency preparedness kit, along with things like water, food, a battery-powered radio, allowing for emergency alerts and warnings, extra batteries, a first aid kit, and a whistle to signal for help. Experts say to also know where to shelter if need be, and which route to take in the event of an evacuation, and who would drive. Sutherland says if authorities ask you to leave, it's a good idea to do so. Experts say it's also important to make a travel plan for your pet if you think you may need a shelter in an emergency. Research pet-friendly evacuation centers beforehand. Well, still to come on News 40 at 10, a major new development in the long-running federal investigation of Hunter Biden, as the president's son is indicted on federal firearms charges. The latest details in just a bit. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back with a full look at our forecast right after this.
Pictionary. Every weekday, Pictionary on NBC 40.
You see the worst of the worst in this job, but I do it to bring justice for victims and help them move on with their lives. When a woman or girl becomes pregnant from rape, the trauma is unimaginable. Daniel Cameron thinks a 9-year-old rape survivor should be forced to give birth. Nobody, no child, should ever have to go through that. Cameron believes rapists deserve more rights than their victims. That's extreme, and it's dangerous.
I'm Ashley Wilson. Here's what's coming up on News 40 Sunrise. Find out how you can help benefit DSSKY at their next event. Plus, kick off your weekend with a smile and this week's Feel Good Friday. These stories and more only on News 40 Sunrise.
During Sleep Outfitters Labor Day sale, find incredible deals you won't find anywhere else. Save up to $800 on select adjustable sets, plus get up to $300 in free gifts. Come get outfitted for life-changing sleep today, only at Sleep Outfitters. The competition is on.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy? Weeknights at 4:30 on CBS 40. WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
Prepare your child for a bright future by exploring fun at the Born Learning Trails. Each Born Learning Trail has a series of 10 interactive signs that offer fun and active learning activities for young children and their families.
Fly around and tweet, tweet.
United Way of Southern Kentucky invites you to explore a free trail near you today. Visit uwsk.org for a full list of park locations and to learn more. Happy trails!
We're back with Weather Chief Chris Allen. Chris, it was nice out there, a little cool. I ate dinner outside tonight. It was just so nice.
Did you really?
I did. I had to enjoy the nice weather out there.
And not very many bugs.
No,
you know,
it's
to bother
perfect.
you. Skeeters and
right.
gnats and all those things.
Yeah.
And flies.
Right. All those summer bugs.
All those summer bugs. They can't handle the cold. I mean, the cooler air. You know, once it gets really cold, then they'll all be gone eventually. And we're that close. We're that close. Here's a look at what's happening right now as far as temperatures. Check it out. Some of you are already in the 50s at this hour. 62 here in Bowling Green, but a nice 56 in Hardinsburg. You've got 56 in Glasgow, 57 Litchfield, and over in Calhoun, Greenville at 64, 59 down in Russellville. Scottsville checking in at 62 at this hour from the Kentucky Mesonet sites. And to add to that, the dew points, which are also in the 50s, in a couple of places like Madisonville's already fallen to a dew point of 47. That's with a clear sky, high pressure overhead, kind of a predictor of just how low your temperature may go this evening. We're looking at 51 in Bowling Green as far as the dew point. So I think low 50s, and like this morning, maybe peppered in some upper 40s for your start on the day tomorrow. Yeah, that's good. 62 right now. The wind's calm. Skies are clear. 67% humidity, but the dew point, as I mentioned, at 51, and the barometer up there at 30.08 and looking good under the influence of that high pressure center, which is over the eastern Great Lakes now, and it's going to influence our weather once again tonight and during the day tomorrow before we start to see some shower activity coming in for Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and Sunday morning. Now, what we'll do is get through the day tomorrow. Here's 5:30 in the morning with a light northeast wind. Skies clear. We should be just fine. Notice down toward Atlanta, And then moving toward Chattanooga, some shower activity with a little instability here. A little trough is going to make its way backwards to the west, and with that, draw in a little bit of moisture. Once we get into Friday night and Saturday morning, we're fine, but it's on into Saturday midday afternoon. We'll begin to see some scattered showers and perhaps even a thunderstorm or two here in southern Kentucky, but it's not going to last long. A lot of this will begin to pull away as we get into Saturday evening, and then here comes a cold front that will also move in and bring us that chance of showers for Sunday morning. Hurricane Lee is a Category 2 going down to a Category 1. The best news of all is that it's going to miss most of Maine, but go over Nova Scotia by Saturday night into Sunday and become extratropical. It's not going to be the big hurricane that it once was when it was a Category 5 there for a while. It is going to be losing its steam as it moves in to the New England states, which is certainly good news for all the folks up there. 82 tomorrow, then we'll go 55 tomorrow night. Saturday, there's that chance of a shower thunderstorm in the afternoon. It's not going to be a lot of rain, just a little bit. And then Sunday morning, we'll see a shower chance, 79. All that moves out, and we're back into the upper 70s to low 80s for the remainder of next week. And we're back with a look at sports still to come a little bit later here at News 40 at 10.
We've got the drinks and good times. Now all we need is you. The 8th annual Bourbon and Brew Fest presented by the Mint Gaming Hall is back Saturday, October 21st at Bowling Green Ballpark. We have an expansive selection of bourbons, craft beers, mixed drinks, and more. Plus, sip while shopping, specialty vendors all around the ballpark. VIP ticket holders can enjoy the Heaven Hill VIP experience in the Performance Food Club, while premium ticket holders can take part in the Premium Lounge. Tickets start at just $50 and are on sale now at bgbrewfest.com or by calling 270-901-2121.
At Byrider, our customers don't always have the best credit. But here they are, looking more psyched than a 16-year-old passing their driver's test. You see, we looked at factors beyond their credit to help them finance a great car. And that's always cause for celebration. Right now, during our Credit for Being You event, take advantage of flexible payment options on quality vehicles. Get credit for being you at Byrider.com.
Morris Jewelry is this area's independent and trusted source for diamonds. We're an experienced direct diamond importer, and custom design is our specialty. With diamond engagement rings starting at $33 per month, our prices can't be beat.
WNKY News 40 Weather wants you to join our team. Become a weather watcher at WNKY.com. You can connect directly with our team. Plus, your photos and videos will be featured in our weathercasts.
Presented by JB Electric.
We're all born with the good in us. We're all in need of love. Dreams get torn, but we stand up, making a change that is calling us. Beautiful world, beautiful people, boys and girls, we're all made equal. So clap your hands, get up and dance. Beautiful world, beautiful people.
The third Republican presidential primary debate will be held in Miami in early November, with NBC News and Salem Media reportedly in talks to host the debate. The first 2024 GOP debate took place in Milwaukee last month. The debates could play an increasingly crucial role as Republican candidates vie to be seen by primary voters as the party's top alternative to former President Donald Trump. Trump skipped the first debate and has said while he would participate in potential general election debates with President Joe Biden, he is unlikely to debate his GOP rivals. The Republican National Committee has not yet announced the debate qualifying criteria for the Miami event. And there's major new developments in the long-running federal investigation of Hunter Biden. President Biden's son was charged today with 2 counts of making false statements on federal paperwork when he purchased a gun in 2018, and 1 count of possessing the gun as a drug user. The indictment could put the case on track for a trial as President Biden's re-election bid gets set to move into high gear. Skylar Henry has more.
Weeks after a plea deal unraveled, Hunter Biden was indicted on 3 federal firearms charges. The indictment, filed in federal court in Delaware by a special counsel overseeing the case, accuses the president's son of lying about his drug use when he bought a gun in 2018. Hunter Biden's defense attorney argued he did not violate the law and remains protected by an immunity provision that was part of the failed plea deal. David Weiss, the special counsel overseeing the case, has indicated that tax-related charges could still be filed.
Part of what we heard from the judge when the plea deal fell apart is, why are you lumping these two things together this way? And I think bringing these charges separately also answers that question.
In a statement, Hunter Biden's lawyer accused the special counsel of bending to political pressure. The indictment comes as congressional Republicans launched a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden, focused in large part on Hunter Biden's business dealings.
An impeachment inquiry, wouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, or should not necessarily focus on Hunter. It needs to focus on Joe Biden and any laws that that may have been broken.
House Republicans spent this morning talking about their illegitimate impeachment inquiry, which is nothing more than a partisan political stunt.
So far, no hard evidence of any wrongdoing by the president has been uncovered. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Stay with us. Patrick Carey's in next with sports.
Horses, bourbon, and the great outdoors. That's Kentucky. Original, majestic, and wide open. In one day, visit legendary distilleries, explore horse country, or put on your hiking shoes and get out there. This is Kentucky. Come see for yourself. Plan your road trip at KentuckyTourism.com.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Come back tomorrow.
We got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, ma'am. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you have any trouble receiving Social Security benefits, call our office today for a free consultation.
At Abound Credit Union, we're for free checking and early paydays. We're for relaxing weekends and exciting days off, making memories and doing more. Because Abound is for free checking that gets you paid up to 2 days early. That's value for living.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher. WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
Life is a series of timely decisions. Will you be ready? Pathways Senior Care Advisors are here to help you navigate the right path. Call Pathways Senior Care Advisors Mary Coron and Stacy Carter for your free consultation at 270-901-1878 or visit pathwayssca.com. Better informed, better choices.
Welcome into sports. Greenwood and Bowling Green faced off 3 times tonight. Let's start with volleyball. Greenwood hosted Bowling Green on the court. Both teams coming into the match with just 2 losses on the year. The gym was packed and loud at the end of August. The 2 teams met at Bowling Green, and Greenwood took the match 3-1. Lady Gators must have remembered what worked from them that night, because they also took this one by the same score, picking up another huge win on the season, 3-1. Well, to the pitch now as the Lady Gators hosted the Lady Gators for an intense district soccer contest. A physical game from both sides, with the Lady Purples having an aggressive amount of shots on goal. The Lady Purples score once in the first half and again in the second. Lady Gators also tacked on a goal in the second, but they fell to Bowling Green. Final score of this one, 2-1. And over at the pit, the Bowling Green and Greenwood action continued with the boys soccer teams in action. The Purples were dominant in the first half, posting 4 goals before intermission on the Gators. Bowling Green kept their foot on the gas in the second half, shutting out Greenwood. Final score of this one, 5-0. Well, our football frenzy game of the week is a crosstown matchup between Glasgow and Barron County. Trojans are coming off their first loss of the season against Monroe County. Quarterback Tate Spillman has accounted for most of the Trojans' points on the year while only throwing for 1 touchdown. He's been able to cross the goal line in rushing yards with 7 touchdowns. Trojans head coach Tommy Muse discussed how his team is moving on after last week's loss.
Monroe last week, kids kind of a little too confident after starting out 3-0, and we laid an egg there. We just try to match up with our personnel the best we can is what we're doing. One's a big play guy for them. We just can't let stuff behind us. We got to make them earn their touchdowns with long drives and not 1 or 2 plays on us.
The Glasgow Scotties are a perfect 4-0 on the year ahead of this rivalry game. This year's contest renews a matchup that has not taken place since 2016, in which Glasgow bested the Trojans 49-12. Scotties offensive coordinator John Myers spoke on how his team has looked this season and how they're preparing for Barron County.
I think we've done some good things, and we've also got a lot of things that we can work on. I think we've really spent a lot of time working on our passing game throughout the summer, and I think it's paying dividends. We've been able to be very efficient in our passing game and still been able to be very efficient in our running game as well. We know that Barron County is going to be excited. We know that they're going to play hard. We know they're a physical football team, and we're going to have to execute very well to put up some points.
On to the Hill now as WKU Soccer was back in action tonight, kicking off Conference USA play. The Tops hosted conference rival MTSU at the WKU Soccer Complex. The Tops came out aggressive in the first half of play, netting 3 goals before intermission. WKU held the lead in the second half, picking up a massive win. Final score of this one, 3-0. Well, WKU football is just 2 days away from a massive road game against the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Tops and Buckeyes have high-powered offenses, so it's going to be a big test for WKU's defense. For WKU defensive coordinator Tyson Summers, here were his thoughts on Saturday.
They probably have the best group of receivers in the country. They've got 2 or 3 really, really good tight ends. And, you know, they've got a massive offensive line with 2 returning starters. So the question you're asking is the question for the whole world this whole year when they play Ohio State is who are you taking away? We'll try to do a good job of being able to do what we want to emphasize, which is stop the run, getting our takeaways and being great on third down. If we can do that, make them kick field goals, we'll have a chance to be successful.
And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
Feels good to be home.
Ashley's Fall Home Sale is going on now. For a limited time, get your home fall ready with up to $1,000 off customer favorites that are in stock and ready for delivery. Or get 0% interest until 2028. Shop your local Ashley today.
We all want our kids to have a future here in Kentucky. That's why I'm working hard to bring more jobs here. Companies big and small are setting up all over Kentucky, revitalizing communities and creating thousands of good-paying jobs. Over 46,000 more jobs than we had before COVID. Unemployment has never been lower, and we've helped hundreds of businesses launch or expand. This is Kentucky's future. Our economy is on fire. Let's keep it going.
Kick it back to the 80s at this year's Lip Sync Battle, benefiting Megan's Mobile Grocery. Get your tickets today at lipsyncbattlebg.com. Join us September 21st at Soki Marketplace, presented by Service One Prosper Foundation.
Want the best seat to see the big game? Ford's can help, and it can be right in your home. This ultra plush chaise rocking recliner features extra padded seats and full body support for only $5.99. Now at Ford's Furniture in Bowling Green.
WNKY News 40 is always on. Visit WNKY.com for your latest in local news, sports, and weather.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Season 2, September 18th.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC 40.
Tough times are inevitable. And we could all use a little help. Find the courage to reach out. You don't have to do this alone. Text your zip code to 898-211 or simply dial 211. Get connected. Get help today.
Feels good to be home.
Right now at your local Ashley, get a king mattress for the price of a queen. Or get 0% interest until 2028 on top mattress brands. Plus, bed gear, pillows, and mattress protectors are buy one, get one half off. Only at Ashley.
Another clear night, cool in the 50s tonight, up to 82 tomorrow. A few showers coming in by Saturday afternoon.
All right, looks nice across the board there, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. All right, thank you so much. Thank you at home for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, starting at 6 a.m. Have a great night, everyone.